Hi, I'm Dr. Neeta Shah. I think we'll wait for a few more minutes till we have some more people who are able to join in, even if they are a bit late, and we can talk about some things about LASIK eye surgery and a little bit about what Contoura Vision is all about. I hope you all have had a decent time during the COVID period and everybody at home is healthy, safe and fine, and people who are been able to look after their family and now going to be able to go back to work and getting back into the routine a bit by bit. So it's been a very unusual year for all of us, and what we need to talk about is how we look after our eyes in this period, and have a little bit more discussion, if possible, about laser vision correction.
Yeah, so answer this question.
So here I have someone asking me what is the age at which they can get a laser vision correction done. So above 19 years, it is safe to go ahead with it because all the physiological changes in the body have taken place at that time. Most of the time, the number would have become more or less steady, and there are less chances of getting back a number after that age. Not that it cannot happen, but then if things are steady, the number has not changed for 6 months to a year, and you have crossed 19 years, yes, you can go ahead with laser vision correction. The higher age would be if ideally up to the age of 50, but between 40 years and 50 years is a time when people start getting a different number for reading, and then it would be case based regarding where we would feel a laser vision correction would benefit a person, and where it would be better to avoid a laser vision correction at that age because they may not be very happy with the result. 50 years onwards, it is a debatable thing whether we should go ahead with it, as the person would be likely to develop cataract soon, may have already developed it. But again, we can go case based and see where once in a way we do get people up to the age of 60 who would benefit with a laser vision correction and have happy years till, if at all, whenever they develop a cataract. Here I have a question which says, will there be any problem in getting a laser vision correction done if they have to undergo a cataract surgery later on? So no, not at all. Now we are in a generation where we've had patients who've had laser vision correction done 10, 15, 20 years back and are coming back for cataract surgery, and all the set methods of calculating the lens power that is to be inserted at the time of cataract surgery are all well set in, and we can give very good results when we do a cataract surgery in patients who have already undergone a laser vision correction. So definitely we can go ahead with it. I would also like to tell you a little bit more about the advanced techniques of laser vision correction, like Contoura Vision, which is a technique with the Wavelight EX500, which is from Alcon, the only one which has US FDA approval. And what it does is it takes into account all the tiny microscopic imperfections in our eye with the help of various machines which document, measure, scan it and put it into the laser machine so that they can all be smoothened out when we plan the surgery and when the patient undergoes the surgery. So the question would be that how does it help me whether I do any laser vision correction and if I do a Contoura surgery? Contoura surgery would definitely give you a much better quality vision than you would have otherwise with the normal standard laser vision correction or LASIK surgery. The main advantage being that your cornea is smoother than what God has made. And for the patient, the difference would be like seeing through a normal television and a high definition television. So that's how you would see the world. And we have had a good number of patients coming back to us and telling us that they could see better than what their friends who never had spectacles were seeing when they were going off for a walk or going for a drive. And that is how they described it to us when they came back to us after the surgery. So if your eye is a good candidate for laser vision correction and LASIK surgery, and you are able to opt for Contoura surgery, it is very important that you do go through it and get that done. Someone has just asked me what are the different kinds of LASIK surgeries available. So let us describe it as the ones which are done on the surface, which is not actually LASIK. It is laser vision correction. It is called PRK. It is a very good technique, especially in eyes where the cornea is too thin to undergo a LASIK surgery. The difference being that we do not take a flap or we do not take a disc into the cornea. We are just doing it on the surface. So a maximum amount of tissue is saved, preserved. So it helps in the thin corneas, in the weaker corneas, and the end result is a much stronger eye than you would get with the standard LASIK surgeries when you have started off with a borderline weak eye. Then would be the LASIK surgery where you would take a flap. The flap would be with either a microkeratome or with a femtosecond laser. And once the flap is lifted, you do the laser and put the flap back, all mechanized, because it is all done without any stitches, without any anesthesia or whatever is going to happen. Then it would be SMILE, which is a form of laser surgery where there is a tiny opening made and a disc is fashioned with laser which is removed. The advantage being the opening is small, so the healing is faster, less nerves are cut. The disadvantage being it is a very, very good technique for a certain segment of patients, not for all, not for everybody, and there is a little bit of a difficulty in case you have to redo it. So the end result of whatever techniques I've just talked to you about would be to fit the correct technique to the correct eye and do what is best suitable for that particular patient and eye. That is what gives miraculous results rather than doing the same technique for everybody and anybody. And we have scans which we take, which tells us what would be good for a particular candidate who has opted for laser vision correction. So the way I would put it is that the whole journey of laser vision correction is now more than 20 years old. It started off with the surface technique, that was PRK, then went into LASIK where a flap is taken, and now more important is that we have devices like the Pentacam which scans the cornea prior to the surgery, and very important for me, tells me where not to do and also tells me which technique to do for that particular eye or for that particular patient, because we do not want patients to have any problem even later on over a period of time, after 5 years, after 10 years, because there was something underlying in the deeper layers which was not picked up. So this makes it much more safer today than it would have been, say, maybe 15-20 years back. Also, the laser machine we use, it has an eye tracker which detects the tiniest eye movements so that the laser is always delivered at the target that it is supposed to, irrespective of the eye moving inadvertently, and gives phenomenal results. It's an extremely fast laser So it's not that it drags along for a long amount of time, and a pretty accurate laser that works today, giving extremely satisfying results. If I talk about laser vision correction from the patient's point of view, what happens to the patient? So first, when they come to us, a general eye examination is done to see whether the normal spectacle number, the retina, the cornea, etc. is suitable, whether there are any comorbidities or other diseases in the eye like dry eyes, where a laser would not be really advisable unless it is taken care of preoperatively. And then the patient's retina is checked in detail for any retinal hole or any other pathology which needs to be treated prior to the surgery. And then the patient is taken up for scans. At our clinic, we do different scans for patients for Contura. The most important one is the Pentacam scan, which is the international gold standard telling us where not to do laser and which technique should be adopted for that particular eye, making it a much safer and sturdier procedure for that person. Along with it, especially if a patient is for Contura, we subject the patient to a machine called as eye trace. The eye trace checks the optics of the whole eye, internal as well as corneal, giving us an idea about how the lens is behaving and how the aberrations or irregularities are on the surface and internally. We also do an epithelial mapping, which is like making a map of the surface of the eye, which tells us whether dry eye has caused any damage to that surface, whether that surface is thick enough, over thick, too thin, and it tells us what we are dealing with. We also take up the patient on the IOLMaster 700. I'm sure all of you have not heard the names of these gadgets, but you would definitely want to know what you're being subjected to, and you can refer to this when needed, which gives us an idea about the posterior cornea with the scan and also the length of the eyeball. And in future, if someone has to undergo a cataract surgery, this data is priceless. We need it to give you a perfect result, even though we are doing a good job without having the preoperative data in some instances. But there's no harm in having it with you whenever you need it in your life later on. So all this is done, and it helps in making a very robust decision about taking up the patient for surgery and deciding which technique to do for a particular individual. Once the diagnostics are done and a person is suitable for laser vision correction, they are given a set of instructions, a set of medications, which includes an antibiotic drop preoperatively to prevent against infection. Treatment for dry eyes is started off prior to surgery. They are given the general instructions about when to come, etc. Not to use perfume or deodorant because the laser machine is overly sensitive, and they are called on the day of the surgery. On the day of the surgery, the patient comes in after having had a very light meal, and the eye is prepared. All COVID protocols are in place. The patient's eye is cleaned with sterilizing fluid, and the patient signs the required papers and consent forms. A very good eye wash is given again, and then the patient is dressed in a full PPE, including the gloves, the hair cover, the foot cover, and a full PPE bodysuit before they are taken into the theatre, where all of us are also dressed in full body covers, including the feet, the hair, etc. And the surgery is started by covering the head and all fully from the surroundings. And then we carry out the surgery after giving the patient the instructions about what they should do, how they should move, and where they should ask us something and where they cannot talk to us when we take them up for surgery. It takes around, say, on an average 5 minutes per eye, but taking them in, taking them out, explaining everything, making them comfortable in the theatre would be a total of 20 to 25 minutes, and they get up from the laser bed. It is a little bit blurry, a little gritty, but there is no pain at all. During the surgery or after the surgery, you need not worry about that. And then what happens is that once they come out, we examine the eye. Once we examine the eye and find everything in order, they are asked to go home. They are given some protective glasses which are generally transparent and an instruction sheet of do's and don'ts and eye drops. Do's and don'ts are not many, but to avoid fiddling with the eyes, to avoid gadgetry for just that day, and to take a little bit of rest and see that the medications are put correctly, and avoid any dirty water etc. from getting into the eye when they are going in for a wash or things like that. And we see them again the next day, and once they are declared fine, in a few days they are allowed to get back to the normal things that they were doing prior to the surgery. So that's not very difficult, and they are independent of any external device to see. It may be spectacles, it may be contact lens, but you basically get independent of it to take a look at the whole beautiful world that is outside. In the theatre, all due precautions are taken from the sterility point of view. In the COVID period, the fumigation, sterilization is very stringent. We have ultraviolet lights which sterilize the theatre prior to the surgery. We have HEPA filters which sterilize the air before the surgery, and all this is also used in between two patients with a sufficient time gap between two patients so that the air is filtered, cleansed, sterilized before another patient is taken in, especially if the surgery is done on the same day. Such precautions are definitely taken for the patients. It is generally a question asked to us about how safe it is. I would put it this way: it is one of the world's most commonly performed laser vision surgeries. It is one of the world's safest laser vision surgery. I mean, how much better can we get at than what we are? Of course, there is room for improvement. The risks come in if due precautions are not taken, if the due technique is not decided accordingly, if the correct methodology or sterility protocols are not being followed, if scans are not taken preoperatively to judge where to say no and which technique to do. That is when the problems start coming in. And now, since protocols all over the world for a LASIK surgery are fixed, standard, set, we do have standard norms which we follow. Also now we are in India around 7 months down the COVID period. All due protocols are set. We do know what precautions to take and how we safeguard the patients, the staff and ourselves before we take up the patients into the theatre. In fact, even in our outpatient in the COVID period, none of our staff come in with outdoor clothes or footwear. They change into clinic clothes, clinic footwear. They otherwise cover themselves up with the PPE when working in the clinic. patients are not allowed in without masks. The staff have masks and face shields, and patients are not allowed in with their outdoor footwear. They have to either cover it up with a foot cover, or they would be having bags in which we provide the bags in which they can keep them and keep them to themselves. So there is no stand where people share footwear and do it. How do we go about counseling our patient for laser? In our initial examination, if we find that we cannot get rid of the spectacle number, or if we find that the patient is not a good candidate for laser, we counsel them accordingly. And we have techniques which are called phakic lenses, which we can put in the eyes of patients who are not good candidates for laser. So it is not that we have to do it in everyone. The scan is done preoperatively for us to decide where it is worth doing and where we should not attempt to do it, as the patient may have complications later on. And then we counsel them and explain to them about the phakic lenses, whereby we put a lens in the patient's eye. It is not the contact lens which is put on and taken out on a daily basis. These are fit into the eye, they remain there, they don't have to be removed, they don't have a light, and they correct the spectacle power totally. So that is how we have options for patients who are having a spectacle power which cannot be corrected by laser and still want to be independent of glasses, and it is called as phakic lenses. ICL, IPCL are the names of the different lenses which we can use in this particular technique. On the other hand, we have patients whose cornea is too thin. There, as I had described earlier, we would maybe do the technique which is called as PRK, where we do the treatment on the surface. Even that treatment we can do manually or with laser. Our machine has the ability to do that whole thing with the laser without having to touch the eye and remove the spectacle power if the cornea is very thin, and there is a candidate who would do well with it. In these patients of streamlight laser or PRK with the streamlight technique, it is very important that the post-operative regime is followed. It is a bit rigid, but it is very important, and it gives an extremely good result in the end, which is definitely sturdier than doing a LASIK in that particular patient. Now we would also want to know about what is the aftercare which needs to be done once you are home. Once you're home, your eye may feel a little bit gritty, a little bit tired. You may feel a little bit drowsy because of the medication given by us. And of course, you may have a little bit of fuzzy vision or blurry vision, which goes away in a few hours. Once you get up in the morning the next day, you get up to a new world. There is no grittiness, there is no redness, no discomfort, and you have crystal clear vision without the aid of any spectacles at all. That is the type of result which is usual, and most patients, once they have done it, are generally very thankful that they did take the final decision and went forward and got the surgery done. So what we would definitely like to share that Ayush Eye Clinic and Ayush LASIK Center is fully equipped to handle all the needs for spectacle independence in the form of laser vision correction and phakic IOLs, and we are well prepared with all the COVID protocols to take care of your needs and safeguard your interest. In case you decide to go ahead with laser vision correction, please do not worry. It is safe even in the COVID period, and you can definitely go ahead with the surgery because now we call it the new normal, and all our surgeries are conducted in that particular fashion where protocols for safeguarding the patient in the clinic, staff in the clinic is all taken care of, and a due diligence is done to see that all protocols are followed at all times whenever the patient comes into the OPD for the LASIK evaluation or maybe for the laser surgery. So that is how we go ahead with these cases. Regarding the complication rates, the complication rates are very low, very close to zero, and we have ways in which we can handle them and take care of them. In the remote eventuality that it does come up, it is not that it never happens, but it can be addressed and it does not endanger the eyesight as it is looked after properly. Contoura Vision has been there since 2016. We were doing it much before. At that time, the name Contoura was not coined. The idea is that every eye has some inherent irregularities, and most techniques of laser vision correction would sometimes aggravate that irregularity and make it obvious, and sometimes then the patients earlier would have complaints of halos around light, glare at night, inability to see clearly, having very tired eyes. With the help of Contoura Vision, what is done is that the inherent irregularities are removed or addressed. The cornea where the surgery is done is made much smoother than what it was, which gives an enhanced visual quality which is unmatched by any other laser vision technique. It is the platform of the Wavelight EX500 machine along with the Contoura planning software, along with the devices which are used to capture the images of the eyes, which is all put together in a software and gives us data which we put into the laser machine, which executes the laser in a particular fashion, giving us these type of results where the world is seeing the way it was never seen before. So that is how the Contoura surgery is performed with the Wavelight EX500 at our clinic in Ayush Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, and we have been lucky enough to do it from the time it is launched and way before. And we are part of some research projects along with the Wavelight team, especially in the USA, where we are carrying out studies showing the results of what we are doing, and so far it has been extremely encouraging. If you follow us on Instagram, Ayush Eye Clinic on Instagram, you would keep on getting these informations. You can always ask us about anything you would like to know, and we would be always there to give you the answers that you would need, even if you're sitting at home in this COVID period and not coming to us in our clinic. So here I have a question which I think I have answered, but what I would like to say is that the difference between Contura Vision and standard laser is that since the irregularities have been removed, you see the world much better than you would have seen with your spectacles or contact lens prior to the surgery. It's like seeing the whole world in 4D or high definition, much clearer and sharper than what you could have seen before. Thank you so much for attending this, and please follow us at Ayush Eye Clinic on Instagram, and hope to see you all again soon, and send us any questions that you may want to know which I have not already covered, and we are always there to answer that. Thank you.